All right, my friends, we had a minor issue on Junior yesterday. So today, all I've done is start them up and drive it down here. Issue was, after my hour of mowing the unnamed hillside, doing some clearing, everything worked great. I was doing my be cautious, don't mess up the tough cut belt. Of course, obviously, I did all the fluid checks and everything before I started. On the way back down, tough cut PTO disengaged. Tough cut was actually raised up in the air. I was at 2,500 RPM. It's where I always run when I'm transporting from A to B. Well, a light came on and a very loud piercing beep started. The light that came on for Junior here, the light that came on with the piercing beep was smack dab. Can I get a non-reflective view? But anyway, smack dab right above the display. I swear it was a oil indicator light, and I didn't take long to look at it. I figured loud piercing beep with light on display bad. Stop, turn off quickly, just in case there was something not happy. I was on a little bit of a slope because I was coming back down my drive to get back down here because I was done. So this morning, I pondered over it. It was too dark last night to look and see what was going on. I did a quick oil check in the dark and it looked fine, but it wasn't flat. So today I went up there this morning before the sun got out and did an oil check. Engine oil, hydraulic oil, both fine. Smack dab where they were before. Oh, well, I latched one side, not the other. The oils were all exactly where I expected them to be, because before I started yesterday, and that's funny, I had, as part of the video I was going to upload, I was going to do a real quick zoom of me doing the normal every time I start this machine checkout. So I had the camera up on my normal little mount there and pointed it down steeply so that there was a view kind of along this line where I did all the normal every time you start the machine, right? You take your, knock all the debris out of this filter, make sure everything down there is nice and clean. You know, all the normal, check the tires, check the engine oil, check the hydraulic fluid, let the machine start up and idle low for a couple minutes before you get going while you check the tough cut, and you know, etc., etc. Just my normal 5-minute pre-run checkout. Everything was fine. Did my hour mow. That's where I, on the way home, heard that. So this morning I went up there. I was on the hillside, a little bit of a slope, and it was, where can I put this camera such that we can check the oil? This morning, oh, right here, bam, on the engine. When I did my check, all the oils were fine, as I said. So let's check now that we're more on a flat. There's oil. Yes, world's cleanest rag. Where are we at? We are on a 3-degree slope this way. Well, 3 to 4. The indicator was bouncing back and forth. Let's check again. It's right at this top mark here. Okay. Is it different on the other side? Nope. High, low, high mark. Third tie, right? Do 3, take the average. Normally I only check once because it's a freaking Kubota engine, you can't kill them. Smack on this top line. So whatever that piercing beep was not engine oil. We're gonna go get the manual and see if I can find a display on there. The temperature wasn't high. I mean, there was no indication of anything wrong, and like I said, I was running lower RPM than when I was mowing, and I was running a lower RPM. I like to wipe this tube off if we're doing a really close, accurate check. hydraulic fluid. Now my attachment is, my tough cut is up in the air, or not up in the air right now, so I am resting, and I know you're supposed to check it with it on, but I don't want to start it. But I am just shy of the oil level mark. Right, I don't think I can get the camera down there. Can I? Ah, it's too dark. You can't see. Okay. You just have to take my word on it. The oil is right at that oil level mark, even though the tough cut is resting. So, I didn't start Junior today because I was worried about that light. Why was it such a loud piercing beep? Now again, I did start Junior to drive him down here and park him where it was flat after I did oil checks and everything was fine. And I didn't have the loud piercing beep this morning like I did last night. So, not sure what that was all about, but I don't want to drive the Ventrac until I figure out what that loud piercing beep was. So, as soon as my last blue barrel over here is done filling up with some water, rinsing them out with bleach water. I bought food grade, but whoo, they smell like molasses. So as soon as that barrel's done filling up, we're gonna go check on the manual and see what that icon was. Looking at my operator's manual for the 4520Z, page 24, they have the information cluster gauge breakout. 8 through 13 are the idiot lights, which is what came on for me. So it was either one of these. 8 glow plug. I don't have diesel, doesn't count. Low engine oil pressure. I pretty much discounted that one because we had oil was in the machine and it was exactly where it was supposed to be. High water temp. I'm looking at the icon for 10. Now the red on black is a little hard for me, but that might have been what it was. But this gauge 6 here, your actual temperature gauge, was not high. So kind of thinking it wasn't the high water temp. High hydraulic oil temp. It was in the middle, so maybe it was 11. I don't know. It wasn't low voltage and wasn't low fuel. The fuel gauge was up 3/4 of a tankish. So it was either high water or high hydraulic oil temp. I'll have to watch closer to see if it happens again, but that makes me feel better because I think the machine was just protecting itself. So I'm gonna say with the fluid checks everything was okay. I just pushed Junior. It was probably mid 90s, and I had Junior on some gnarly hills going up and down, up and down. I was watching this temperature gauge and it was not high. I've run the Ventrac warmer than what it was yesterday, so I don't think it was 6, which links to 10, which is the high water temp. I'll bet you it was the high hydraulic. It activates and alarm sounds when the hydraulic oil temperature reaches unsafe levels. If this light comes on during operation, park the power unit, move the throttle low idle position, check the hydraulic cooling fan to ensure it's operating properly, and refer to a troubleshooting chapter for possible problems. Okay, well, we'll do that. Okay, this hydraulic troubleshooting I have to give a comment on here because there's not a whole lot to talk about, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Circuit breaker, okay, maybe. Cooler dirty plugged. That's probably what it is. I got to go find where the cooler is, make sure it's clean. Cooling fan temperature sender. Well, if that was the case, then it would have been beeping this morning, so I don't think that was it. Faulty fan. Okay, so dirty fan. Hydraulic system overstressed using high instead of low range. I'm always in low because just my hills. So I'm thinking something on that fan, which I guess we'll look at that.